Joined by a name not only synonymous with the San Francisco 49ers, really synonymous with the entire linebacker position. Patrick Willis joining me ahead of Super Bowl 60 at Levi Stadium in San Francisco in the Bay Area. Patrick, it's a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. Before we dive into any other stuff, I just wanted to ask you, you know Bay Area football, you know Northern California football better than anybody. Why is the Bay and NorCal, why is it perfect to host an event like the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think hosting these events is great for the community. It's a time that it brings the community together, and not just bring the community together, but it also shows the sports love that the game means to everyone. And so, I'm looking forward to a great, amazing week.
We are going to talk about the NFL fan experience, which is always a part of the Super Bowl festivities, and I got to experience this a couple of times. Last time was in Super Bowl in Las Vegas, in which the Niners were a part of that Super Bowl. And it's not just the fans of the two teams that are there; fans from NFL all over the world come in wearing their NFL jerseys into the fan experience. So we're going to see Niner Nation represented in a major way at that event. What are you most looking forward to, I guess, fans experiencing about Super Bowl weekend if they've never experienced it before? We're based in Sacramento. A lot of fans are going to be driving up just to get that fan experience. What do you think they're going to get to experience there?
Yeah, it's gonna be an amazing week. It's gonna be a week filled with amazing football drills. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of people who Monday morning coach
Mm.
and swear they still have it or that they could do everything they telling someone to do. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if you think you still got it like that, if you're old, come test out your skills. If you're young, you think you got it, let's find out. But all in all, I think it's going to be an amazing week where fans get a chance to chop it up, talk to former players, be around current players as well. Obviously, not the guys who are going to be in the Super Bowl, but it's going to be a star-studded, lined-up week.
What's one drill that you had to do as a linebacker that you say every fan has to experience before they could even talk to you about proper linebacker play?
Oh man, if I could, I would put the shuffle, the
Mm.
linebacker shuffle, but not just have the shuffle. You got to put the tarp over the top, and they have to be down low, and they have to just shuffle back and forth, and that would I would do that for 15, about 15 seconds and so whatnot, and see how they can take the burn.
My legs hurt just thinking about it. Patrick, I wanted to ask you about this football season because I can't remember a time where it was this wide open, right? We have the Kansas City Chiefs who are not going to win the AFC West for the first time in feels like a billion years. Like anybody, we have no clue who's going to represent the AFC and the NFC at Levi Stadium in Super Bowl 60. The Niners still have a very good chance. I'll ask you about that in a second. But what do you make of just where the league is at right now and how, no matchups would really surprise us at this point?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it around the head, Matt. I was just talking to Dante the other day, and we were discussing that, man, there are no definite teams like how it started off in the regular, how it started off this year, and that's good. That's good for everybody, and especially good for the Niners because it's one of those kind of years that if you can get into the playoffs, anything is possible. I remember the year that what was it? Year that the Giants went. I think they got in at 9-7 and went on to, win the Super Bowl. It wasn't so. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a year where no team is absolutely slated, which makes it great. It's any given Sunday or Monday or Thursday.
Well, the Niners have been through the ringer. They've been through the ringer every year, it feels like, with injuries. But this year, especially with Brock being in and out, the loss of Fred Warner, who you can speak to very well about how important he is to the 49ers. But they've shown an ability to scratch and claw their way to win any type of football game. How does that benefit you in the playoffs when you can get literally anything thrown at you and you got to be ready for it?
Yeah, I mean, in the playoffs, all you got to focus on is that one game, get the dub, and you get to move on. But man, they've done a tremendous job all year long with how they faced the adversity, and so my hat goes off to the management, it goes off to the coaching staff, and goes out to the players, to the point to where, Kyle Shanahan should be in discussion for Coach of the Year, considering everything he's had to go through to make sure that these guys stay locked in and stay ready to go. And so, with that being said, I think obviously you would love to for them to have their star guys across the board on the offense and defensive side, but you're really going to have to count on that offense to be who they are. And they still have the guys on that offensive side of the ball to do damage to defenses, and then on the defensive side of the ball, they really just have to stay sound in the run game, and really just continue to get turnovers. What has made that defense really good this year is that they have made stops when they have needed. Now, maybe not every time like you would want to see, but they've made stops, and not just stops, but got turnovers at critical times. And so that's what it takes to get it done. And by all means.
Well, it's been all hands on deck for the Niners this year. Can they include you in that? Are you ready to suit up and help them out if they if they need you? Because they very well might.
Man, I've been asked that, and truthfully, my mindset is always, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. But that's just life for
Mhm.
me. But with that being said, they have a tremendous group of guys, and I'm a firm believer that you got to work with what you have. And obviously, if you can go get some other stuff that maybe can help, then that's awesome. But at the end of the day, you work with what you have, and those guys, the coaching staff, have done a tremendous job with the guys that they've had. Because, like you said, you cannot replace a Nick Bosa, you cannot replace a Fred Warner, and or even like Mikel, he was coming on as a rookie, and so all those guys are missed. But you gotta love the grit that they've played with all year long, and so they got 4 games left, but one game at a time, and we should see what happens.
Finally, Patrick, I'll squeeze in one more. I mean, there are so many names when you talk about the San Francisco 49ers, the history of that organization from Rice to Young, Montana, and your name is right amongst them. Does that ever like that's from my standpoint, that's just absolutely iconic, legendary, top of the mountain status for any sort of organization to be amongst names like that. Does that ever dawn on you? You got all the accolades and that I'm sure in your house behind you, whatever. Does that ever dawn on you? Like, I am part of the legacy of one of the most historic franchises, not just in professional football, but in really all of professional sports.
Yeah, man, I just got chills listening to you ask me that question, and really, just it takes me back to what I had told myself in the beginning. And what I mean by the beginning of my rookie year, I had said, man, there are always going to be opinions of who people like love and who they say is the best. And psychologically, I didn't want to discredit my career, whatever it was to be, if I didn't achieve or if I didn't have statistics like others. So what I told myself was, I was like, man, if just maybe one person or a few, when people are talking about defenders, when they're talking about linebackers, if one person mentions Patrick Willis or say, "Hey, do you guys remember that Patrick Willis kid?" If a person did that, then I would be able to say, "Job well done." Somebody remembered. And so, with that being said, man, it is an absolute honor to be recognized, to be mentioned in sentences alongside guys like Jerry and Steve and Joe and Roger. I mean, the history goes on, and that was one of the things. Honestly, when I got to the Niners, I grew up a Cowboys fan, but
Oh,
I know it, right? When I got to the Niners, and it didn't take long, you see those Super Bowl trophies. Because I didn't know the history of them like that, but you see those Super Bowl trophies, and right away you like, wow. I want to bring one of those to the house. But then not even just that, when you started meeting the guys who were a part of those trophies, and you realize, man, just how amazing those guys are, how amazing they were and how amazing they are. And some of them I even say to myself, man, I would have loved to have played on your squad. It's really special. It's really special. So again, man, each day I'm full of gratitude to just call, San Fran my home. It's the only professional team that I played for. And so maybe I'm a little biased, but I'm grateful for that.
Well, I can't think of a better ambassador for Super Bowl 60 in the Bay Area. Patrick, thank you so much for your time, and hope to see you around those festivities very soon.
Yes, and hey, also everyone, don't forget if kids 12 and under get to they can come for free every day. And then also if you want to find get the tickets, you can get them at superbowl.com experience tickets. That's superbowl.com/experience tickets. So again, y'all come on out and test your skills.
Don't try and tackle Patrick, whatever you do, and don't let him tackle you. Patrick, it's a pleasure, my friend. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Matt.